When massive projects fail, they rarely fail because of a single error. They fail through compounding systemic breakdowns. The budget balloons, the schedule slips, stakeholders lose alignment, and progress grinds to a chaotic halt. Elite project managers avoid this paralysis by relying on an upgraded mental architecture. They operate using the framework detailed in the 8th edition of the Project Management Body of Knowledge, or PMBOK. This diagram shows the structural evolution of the PMBOK guide. The 8th edition organizes project management into a unified, flexible, and interconnected system. The project management mindset and its 6 core principles, like proactive ownership and focus on value, sit at the center of the framework. They act as the philosophical core driving all physical project mechanics. Memorizing a checklist of tasks creates a bureaucrat. Internalizing these 6 principles creates an accountable leader who can navigate complex environments to deliver actual value. Every project is a journey from an abstract vision to a physical reality. Navigating that journey requires targeting your attention at specific stages along the way. This flowchart maps that journey. Business objectives feed directly into initiating and planning. Executing and monitoring happen concurrently in a feedback loop, allowing constant course correction. Finally, closing ensures deliverables are handed off to generate value. These 5 focus areas apply equally to any project. Whether you are coding software in a highly adaptive sprint or pouring concrete in a predictive build, the stages remain the same. These areas provide the mechanical sequence required to maintain project velocity, providing a consistent logic that prevents a team from stalling in analysis paralysis. While focus areas dictate the timeline, the 7 performance domains are load-bearing pillars holding up the daily work. A project manager has to balance all 7 concurrently from start to finish. Governance, scope, and schedule set the structural limits. Together, they define exactly what is being built, who has the authority to make decisions, and the date it needs to be delivered. This chart illustrates how the finance domain manages the capital required to execute that scope. Alongside finance, the resources domain provides the materials and specialized teams needed. The final 2 pillars, stakeholders and risk, introduce constant friction. They represent human variables and environmental uncertainty that inject friction into the system. Because these domains operate as an interdependent system, altering one immediately warps the others. If a schedule is delayed by a week, you automatically burn through more finances, and your risk exposure spikes. Project, translating an isolated crisis into manageable, systemic data. Plunging down to the micro level, we find 40 individual, non-prescriptive processes that power those performance domains. Every process is a mechanism of conversion, like planned sourcing strategy. It ingests inputs, applies tools and techniques, and produces an output. That output instantly feeds the next executing process, binding all 40 into a pulsing sequential network. These processes serve a practical function. They are the exact mechanical gears converting an abstract strategy into physical delivered value. Let's test this integrated system in the real world. A massive cargo ship stalls in a congested port, locking up critical construction materials and threatening to derail a multi-million-dollar bill. Before the delay becomes fatal, the project manager catches the schedule variance using the active surveillance of the monitoring and controlling focus area. The manager implements step 3 of the tailoring flowchart to pivot. They tailor the approach for the specific environment, reallocating local resources to bypass the bottleneck. The PMBOK framework cannot stop a supply chain crisis from happening. What it does is provide the exact diagnostic architecture required to survive the impact and protect the project's value. Internalizing this architecture filters chaotic project noise into actionable data. It provides the mental structure necessary to navigate a project's lifecycle with professional clarity. This integrated system is the definitive threshold for a project professional. It provides the tools to move past simply tracking tasks and step forward as an elite, value-driving project leader.